Today, we are happy to be here, and this is our Catalyzing Change Week session. And we will be having two speakers today. Madame Gisèle Yitamben and Mr. Ferry. They are both working in the micro entrepreneurship area. Madame Gisèle is a trailblazer in women entrepreneurship and digital innovation and finance in Cameroon. And Ferry is also an expert in digital finance, expert in digital currency in Cameroon, and very pioneer on that. So we are happy to have them both. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Ingrid. Please proceed.
Yes, we are happy to have them both today with us. And just a housekeeping rule, keep your video on, be on mute if you are not speaking. Show your name and your company, raise your hand if you have a question. And we will have Madame Gisèle and Mr. Ferry.
Ingrid, should we start?
Okay. Yes. Just a moment. I will put the presentation on. Wait. Okay. Yes, you have the floor.
Hello, friends, and thank you to have been here today to listen to what we have been doing in Cameroon around digital innovation for community trade and micro business support. To give this talk, I'm going to be with my colleague and one of the mastermind behind this program. And I'm going to take you through what we have done. Ferry being a French-speaking, he will summarize at the end in French. And this is not to, this is, we are trying to be we will be as participatory as we can and hope to share. I'm sure you also there have some strong experience like ours. So thank you very much. Without further ado, I'm going to take you through the presentation. Yes, the presentation is structured around 9 points, which is the introduction, which has already made, why we went through, we started with ABIA economic and social impact area chosen to pilot the project, the technology, the challenges, and you move too fast. Please let me go back again. So the challenges, the measurement impact, and who have been the partners. And we have done a small video to capture what we are doing on. It's a short video. So in terms of introduction, what we have to say here is that as a social entrepreneur, who, as Ingrid introduced me, I've been social entrepreneur for over 3 decades now, and finding solution for different problems. We have been able to come up with this idea of community currency to support entrepreneurship development. When this decision came up after a study made on the field after COVID. There was a study where women were interviewed to see what happened to their business during this very terrible period. And the results on that study brought us to decide what we are doing today, what we are going to do today. I'm still on introduction. Can we move on? Hello? Are you getting me?
Yes, we can hear you, Madam Gisèle.
Okay. So as I was saying, this what we decided to do on the field was prompted by by what we saw on the studies, and those studies. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. As I was saying that we did a comprehensive study by New Faces, New Voices, which surveyed 160 entrepreneurs in Cameroon, has unveiled compelling insight into the profound economic, social, and financial repercussions of COVID-19 on the nation. These findings shed light on the urgent challenges faced by business leaders and highlight the critical need for targeted support and actionable solutions. Greater financial inclusion of women at the grassroots level through technological development, it emerged that a good way to facilitate exchanges, contribute to strengthening social ties, support the local economy, and promote a more human and sustainable economic model. So ABIA project development process, what we decide after, going through all those studies and seeing the hardship that people, women mostly, were going through, I'm going to take you through the process of development of this money. ABIA is in fact the name that was given by us to the community currency that we have decided to implement here. So we went on by identify a local needs, determine community needs and viable projects. And then we mobilize ABIA funding, gather funding through community savings and micro enterprise. And then we allocate yes, the presentation, we have gone to slide 8. We are on slide 8 now. So we allocate ABIA tokens. Then after that, we track the project milestones. And after tracking the project milestone, we reinvest ABIA revenues. So we are going to tell you more about this. Maybe before that, I can tell you what is ABIA. ABIA is a complementary currency designed to facilitate trust-based transaction within communities. It promotes economic circulation by ensuring that a portion of transactions remain within the local economy. So the consensus has been that 1 ABIA equal 1 franc CFA. So the transaction model is that when you buy, you can pay 70 francs in the local money and 30 francs in the community money. 30% of the cost in community money. So we encourage local spending and ensures money stays within the community. So that is what has been agreed as the functioning of ABIA. So what has been the ABIA economic and social impact? Economic impact, what has been the, I will say the crisis in terms of economic impact on the population and social impact. As I told you at the beginning, studies has allowed us to see that as key findings, there was revenue loss of more than 50%. So, and more than 50% and 78% of people were affected by the fact that the revenue, there were increase of operational cost. In terms of supply chain disruption, 55% of people were affected. So as social impact, there was job losses among employees. 67% people were affected. There was decrease in terms of consumer purchasing power. 80% of the purchasing power was lost, and there were closure in terms of businesses during that period. So as financial impact, we have limited access. Key findings show that there were limited access to financial support, 72% in terms of percentage affected. There was increased debt due to loans. 58% people were affected. There were reduced investor confidence, 65%. So expected economic and financial benefits of ABIA, we have kind of generated, because there have been a 1-year pilot phase, and we have generated a kind of what will happen. ABIA, the pilot phase is comprised of 1,000 participants. And we have introduced the money for local exchanges and micro business for 1,000 pilot participants. And so the area chosen to pilot the project was Quartier Nylon, which is a suburb of in Douala, made of several thousands of people. So this is right inside the Douala, which is the second and even the biggest city of Cameroon. So to do that, because what we learned through the studies was that 98% of people had access to phone. Among those 98%, 70% of people have smartphones, and some little percentage have access to non-smart. No, it's not non-smartphones. iOS. So the whole community had access to technology. So instead of going, because this community currency, instead of going through what the others have done, paper notes and so on, knowing that the community have this possibility of access to technology, we have decided to go through the technology and use the technology to be able to exchange within the community. So the mechanics of ABIA is a dual currency system. One is mobile wallet development, and the other is SMS-based payment through USSD code. I wish you had all this on. So the number one, mobile wallet development to enable easy transaction by tech team. So we have developed many variety of possibility to exchange in the community. So there have been a mobile wallet development to enable easy transaction by tech team. And the other has been SMS-based payment setup to ensure inclusion for non-smartphones user by creating a USS code. So through through the mobile wallet development, what we used Stella as our support, and we were able to integrate ABIA into a Lobster wallet. So development of user interface with asset addition options. It's unfortunate that my presentation is not showing because you could see it clearly here. After this, you have inputting asset details. After the inputting of asset detail, enter asset code and all those technology, and then the trust line creation process, then the user confirmation and payment, and lastly, ABIA visible in the wallet. Mm-hmm. So the transaction verification, that is slide 19, the transaction verification. Yes, for the transaction verification, you have ABIA transfer. ABIA was sent to test address and confirmed. And then you have the verification. And as you can see, here is the user who has his smartphone. And then after the user and all the what has been done behind, you can see what comes out as transfer to be able to do the transaction or the trade that has been decided. So we also think of USSD because it's not everybody who have the smartphone, etc. So this is on this slide, on this slides, you can see what we have gone through. You have, look at it, how it has been registered, the info of the operator, and all the testing that people, and how we proceed, how you use your USSD code. Here the USSD code is /067, and when when you go into it, it prompts and gives you all the kind of operation that you should do to be able to finish your transaction. That is, again, how it's done, how the women or the men are doing their business using the USS code. But now, bearing in mind the cost of USSD in Cameroon, that seems not to be the way we are going to go, because it's about very, very micro transaction, or per transaction in Cameroon. They take 50 francs per transaction. 50 francs. Imagine that you are in a group of people where the transaction may be 200 francs, 300 francs, 500 francs. The transaction now is going to eat all the money that the possibility that we are having. So this is, we are continue thinking of it, and we can go that way if we are able to have a partner who can support or negotiate with the government to lower the cost, but we have not been able to have it now. What have been the challenges? The challenges have been the legal recognition of such a program that has not yet been legalized on it. Hence, the issue of a noun voucher instead of currency. We use the noun voucher instead of currency because the law in Cameroon, through cooperatives, we can circulate any agreement, any consensus for the members of the cooperative. So we call it voucher instead of currency. So to avoid all the legal issues, but we remain legally acceptable because it circulates among people who are members of one group. And the challenges have also been the adoption by the population of the voucher, because it's required a lot of information. You know how changing habits can be difficult. A lot of awareness campaign at enormous cost, which we hope to be supported by some donors, but because the result and the possibilities are high. As I said earlier, the very high cost of USSD transaction in Cameroon, which is 50 francs CFA. And when this is done among people, among a group of people who are doing very little transaction in terms of money, this becomes really challenging and costly. How do we measure ABIA impact measurements? You can see on this slide that the ABIA impact measurement indicators are the employment growth rate, boost of economy, prosperity by increasing jobs opportunities. We will be able to tell you about some examples. The social cohesion and participation, which is enhanced. The reduction in dependency on external funding, because the community is able to generate in his own community some support for this program. And then the increase in micro enterprise productivity. Our partners in doing this, as a social entrepreneur, we have really been very creative in terms of partnership, because all this may have needed a lot of money to be able to implement it. As this is a community program, we have brought in all the chiefs of all the rulers and mayors of the different around that quarter. So you have here a picture of me with the rulers. So here you have 6 rulers to share the idea, and they have been always part of the discussion and agreement on the program. And then what we also did, we have brought in. We have brought in some research centers to be able to develop our program in terms of design, in terms of USSD and every other things. And those have really reduced the cost. So as I told you, partners have been the mayors, GIZ has supported. ISEC, which is the Association of Students of Economics at the University of Douala, have been the one to choose to map the Nylon area. The University Institute of Technology has have put in place some students to help us try work in adoption of this program. So to give you a little hint of what this has been, we have a small video to really bring you, to really take an explanation on what this has been.
Ayanga is a fruit vendor in Nylon, a district of Douala, in Cameroon, in Central Africa. She runs a shop and sells fruit every day to her many neighbors and to her community in order to meet the needs of her 4 children and her family. Ayanga's neighbors and community lack money to meet their daily fruit needs. In this period of crisis, Ayanga cannot pay for medication, school fees, and adequate food for her family. Why is the economic crisis and the crisis having such a devastating effect on local markets? Each neighbor and each member of the Yanga community has something important to offer and offers services to other members of the community. They are teachers, nurses, cooks, tailors, carpenters, taxi drivers, hairdressers, nannies, maintenance workers, etc. Faced with the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic and the current economic crisis, which have severely affected small businesses in Cameroon, each of these communities still has goods and services to offer to others and the community, but no liquidity to procure them. ASAF has found a new solution to stimulate trade, despite the shortage of liquid money, which is a problem in this community. The solution is a good community called ABIA. Ayanga joins a network of hairdressers, service providers, teachers, nurses, cooks, butchers, taxi drivers, and nannies who strive to create a stable market by trading their goods and services. This network mutualizes its resources and aid programs through purchase bonds within a community fund. Ayanga can now use her community inclusion fund to buy nutritious food for the local cook for her family. The cook can now buy tables and chairs at the butchers, the menuisiers can now pay for their daughter's school fees at the maternity school, and the school can get fruit from the in-gas, thus completing a full commercial cycle in the event of a crisis or a bad situation. Thanks to the good that circulates in the community, trade increases and the market stabilizes. Ayanga is a fruit vendor in Nylon, a district of Douala, in Cameroon, in Central Africa.
Okay, so this is a brief video that we have put in place to show you exactly what we have been going through and how we are going to solve the problem of trade among the community. So without, as I told you, I'm here with my colleague and the mastermind behind this project, who is going to take you through quickly, summarize about how this have gone through in French. Ferry, is over to you.
Merci Gisèle. Merci Gisèle de m'avoir passé la parole et merci à Catalyse Now pour cette session qui nous a été offerte pour parler de notre expérience. Et merci à tous ceux qui sont connectés. Je suis Ferry Toussé, je suis expert en finance digitale. Je suis un des pionniers de la monnaie digitale au Cameroun. J'ai été à Orange Cameroun pendant 8 ans, où j'ai aidé à implémenter Orange Monnaie sur le terrain en tant qu'animateur ou en tant qu'assistant à l'administration des ventes. Je suis passé par des fintechs de la place comme Joule et Collar Group, où nous avons implémenté des paiements digitaux et des microcrédits digitaux. C'est après ça que je suis devenu consultant chez ASA, avec qui on a expérimenté à ABIA depuis quelques années déjà. Et je dois dire, c'était une expérience assez particulière. Il s'agissait de quelque chose de nouveau. Au début, nous-mêmes, on croyait que si c'était d'une nouvelle façon de transférer de l'argent, or ce n'était pas le cas. Ce n'est pas un moyen de transfert d'argent. Ce n'est pas un autre moyen de paiement, non. Il ne s'agit pas de ça. C'est toute une infrastructure qui permet aux personnes dans une localité précise même d'oublier le cash, d'oublier la monnaie courante. C'est ça qu'il faut comprendre en fin de compte, qu'est-ce que la monnaie locale, qu'est-ce que la monnaie complémentaire locale. C'est un moyen que les gens ont mis sur pied pour permettre aux gens d'oublier le cash, d'oublier même s'ils peuvent payer avec de l'argent. C'est en lisant l'expérience d'hier, ensuite, nous avons vu que des entreprises, à un moment donné, ont pu collaborer, s'échanger de services sans pour autant débourser un franc, quelque chose que ce soit. Et là, on a compris la puissance d'une monnaie communautaire. C'est un moyen qui permet à des gens qui offrent des services d'échanger sans pour autant faire appel à la monnaie réglementaire. Quand vous pensez à cela, vous pensez que vous avez dit, on a des personnes qui sont dans un lieu précis, une communauté précise, on peut les aider à transacter entre eux en minimisant l'utilisation du cash, l'utilisation de la monnaie réglementaire. Et c'est dans ce sens-là que ABIA peut être comme un léger, peut être comme un apport ou un bénéfice pour cette population-là. Je dis à quelqu'un d'expliquer à quelqu'un que, OK, tu vois, qui vend des tomates, tu peux échanger avec ton voisin qui fait des caisses au quartier sans pour autant sortir de l'argent. Ou bien sans sortir de l'argent dont la personne demande habituellement. C'est ça l'avantage d'une monnaie communautaire. Ça permet aux gens d'échanger entre eux dans une localité précise sans se ruiner. Et au fur et à mesure, les gens vont en faire des bénéfices. L'autre aspect de la monnaie communautaire, c'est que cela exige qu'il y ait de la valeur. Cela exige que chaque personne qui est dans le flow, qui est dans la communauté, puisse avoir quelque chose à offrir à la communauté. C'est de là que va venir le boost que la monnaie communautaire peut faire à une communauté. S'il n'y a pas de valeur ajoutée, s'il n'y a pas de valeur produite, ça ne sert à rien. Donc, on a besoin d'avoir une communauté qui a des choses à offrir, qui a de la valeur ajoutée, qui a des talents à vendre. Là, vous introduisez donc un moyen qui leur permet de communiquer entre eux de façon saine et que le bénéfice réciproque reste en communauté. Donc, on a essayé à Douala, au quartier Nylon. La première des choses, c'était de faire comprendre déjà même à la population que ce n'est pas une nouvelle, que ce n'est pas juste un moyen de transfert comme Orange Money ou M-Pebble Money qu'on apporte, mais que c'est une monnaie à part entière qui va compléter les transactions qui sont faites habituellement. Après le Covid, dans les années 2021, au Cameroun, on a eu une crise de petites monnaies où des gens qui venaient pour acheter quelque chose de 800 francs dans 1000 francs, on ne va pas te rendre la monnaie. Il y a des boulangeries, il y a des supérettes qui ont fait des tickets qu'on remettait aux clients, des tickets de 200 francs ou de 100 francs qu'ils peuvent acheter dans d'autres commerces d'à côté avec ces tickets-là. On s'est inspiré de cela aux gens, on a dit, tiens, si on apporte donc aux commerçants quelque chose qui leur permet d'échanger avec leurs clients sans avoir besoin de petites monnaies, sans avoir besoin de toucher la monnaie réglementaire, ça serait une bonne chose. Et la principale difficulté était vraiment de faire comprendre ça aux populations. Et on vous a parlé de l'aspect réglementaire qui a été compliqué à convaincre parce que l'État ne nous permettait pas de créer une monnaie. Mais on a donc, c'est appuyé sur le modèle des boulangeries, des supérettes qui donnent des tickets aux gens avec des montants de tout pour créer donc notre monnaie ou notre bon communautaire ABIA. Que l'on a commencé à expérimenter. On a eu à rencontrer des élus locaux, on a rencontré les chefs traditionnels. Avec eux, on a fait des séances de brainstorming. On a demandé ce qu'ils ont à offrir dans le quartier, quelles sont leurs ressources principales, qu'est-ce que les populations font. On allait sur le terrain avec nos amis de l'université de Douala. L'AESEC nous a beaucoup aidé dans ce sens-là. Ils nous ont donné des volontaires, des étudiants volontaires. On a fait des semaines d'enquête d'études de marché. On a rencontré les populations, on a échangé avec elles, on a demandé ce que chacun fait. On a pris la marque de leur téléphone, s'ils ont un téléphone Android ou pas. On a écouté la population et on a échangé avec les élus et les chefs pour voir quels sont les talents, quelles sont les choses qu'on peut mettre en avant, quels sont les commerçants qui vont être comme nos relais, qui vont accepter cette monnaie-là. C'est avec les autorités donc, et les chefs de quartier et les chefs de bloc que nous avons décidé de comment accord d'approcher ces commerçants-là et leur proposer le deal, de proposer des petits protocoles d'accord qu'on a établis pour qu'ils acceptent la monnaie. Et c'est comme ça que le truc a débuté, quoi. Donc, aujourd'hui, ABIA, c'est une expérience que la population apprécie bien. Les gens aiment bien échanger en ABIA. Ça leur donne une sensation de participer à l'économie locale, de participer à quelque chose de particulier. Ça leur donne la sensation d'économiser de l'argent parce qu'ils sont obligés de sortir du cash à tout moment. Ça leur donne la possibilité de se connaître même mieux qu'avant cette expérience. Parce qu'on les pousse à échanger vers les gens qui acceptent ABIA, on les pousse à échanger avec leurs voisins, on les pousse à échanger avec les prestataires locaux et sur place. Donc, voilà un peu comment l'ABIA permet aux gens qui sont dans une communauté de resserrer les liens, leurs liens sociaux déjà, avant d'arriver aux liens économiques. Ça leur permet aussi de promouvoir les talents qui étaient dans l'écosystème qui n'arrivaient pas à se vendre. Parce qu'avec notre entreprise, les gens qui avaient des procédures à offrir ont trouvé là un marché qui a tout fait auprès d'eux. Mais si une validité allait dire que je suis tel, j'accepte la BIA pour faire des tests, j'accepte la BIA pour vendre mon macabo, j'accepte la BIA pour ton gazon. C'est comme ça que les gens se sont habitués à communiquer entre eux et voilà l'expérience qu'on a engagée à Douala et depuis quelques années, on avance et nous sommes notamment même pour parler avec d'autres régions pour étendre le modèle, aller hors de Douala, aller dans d'autres villes du Cameroun. Et voilà ce que je pourrais ajouter après ce que Gisèle a formidablement exposé. Ce sera tout pour moi et nous attendons donc des réactions, s'il y a des questions, nous attendons des questions pour approfondir selon vos souhaits. Merci.
Yes,
Ingrid.
thank you. Yes. Oui.
Go ahead, Ingrid. Because this was closely summarizing in French what we have been saying. So that I don't think there needs any translation. Maybe we should open to contribution, questions, and all sorts of whatever is needed to clarify or strengthen what we have been doing. Hi, Ingrid, are you getting me?
Yes, I am getting you. Yes, beautiful. We will open the floor now to any questions that you may have, or if you want the speakers to speak a little bit more about what they did. Do you have any questions? They will be happy to answer them now. So right now we are in the question and answer part of the meeting. If any of you have a question on how they did proceed, I have Marie-Jean that has opened their mic. If you would like to ask your question in English or in French, we'll be happy the speaker will be happy to answer. Thank you.
Dear Ingrid, I'm looking in the chat. Maybe you should read that question in the chat, and Ferry or I will address the question. Because I've seen that
Beautiful.
some people have.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madame Gisèle Yitamben, for the magnificent presentation about this concept called Community Inclusive Currency called ABIA. My question are, one, this concept called ABIA, can this be applied to other community outside Cameroon? Two, have you been in contact with people outside Cameroon for the implementation of ABIA? Three, if yes, how did they respond to your request for the improvement? So you have a three-part question.
Wow, excellent questions. And we will take us through elaboration. What I'm saying, Douala, Cameroon is a country made of 30 million people. So our experience, we would like to expand it, and we are starting expanding it to other areas of Cameroon. And as a social entrepreneur, we would like to benefit from our network and see how we can take it to other parts, because this has been a creative way to really bring credit to small scale enterprise. And for the last question, what was it again? Please remind me. I think Ferry would like to answer also those questions.
Have you been in contact with people outside Cameroon for the implementation of ABIA? If yes, how did they respond to your request for the improvement?
Yes, we have been in contact with friends from Niger, from Mali, and also from Côte d'Ivoire. And what they call us for meeting to explain more, and it has been discussion to see how our team can move there to help them implement the same thing. Ferry, would you like to, tu aimerais ajouter quelque chose à cette question? Oui.
Oui, Gisèle, merci.
We cannot hear Ferry now.
Hello. Vous me suivez?
Oui.
Vous me suivez?
Non, je suis. On t'entend bien.
5 sur 5.
Ok, super. Donc, juste pour ajouter, c'est vrai qu'on ne peut pas pour le moment divulguer l'organisme avec qui on est en échange pour ces pays-là. On est en une phase encore avec un NDA qu'on a signé. On ne peut pas encore divulguer l'organisme en question, mais on est déjà Niger et du Mali pour que dans 2026, dans certaines localités, on nous a improuvé un modèle semblable à celui de ABIA dans ces pays-là. Et on est ouvert pour d'autres opportunités.
Voilà Ingrid, ce que nous avions à dire ici. D'autres réactions, d'autres questions?
Are there any other questions?
S'il n'y a pas d'autres questions, nous, on voudrait remercier Catalyst Now de nous avoir donné l'opportunité de parler dans son réseau et avec des membres de son réseau. Ferry et moi restons ouverts pour d'autres réunions similaires, même pour des pays comme la RDC et d'autres pays qui sont membres du réseau. Donc, Ingrid, si l'opportunité est donnée, parce que je sais que vous travaillez beaucoup avec la RDC, spécialement pour des questions de crise existantes en RDC. Pour ces raisons-là, ABIA pourrait être une très bonne solution et nous sommes ouverts à une réunion que tu pourrais organiser avec la RDC pour que nous puissions parler avec elle. D'autres pays, de toute façon, du réseau. Donc, nous te remercions tout particulièrement, toi et Brian, de nous avoir invités à participer à cette réunion, cette première réunion de la série que vous allez organiser, pour la CW, la CN pour cette année. Et voilà, Ferry et moi, nous vous remercions exceptionnellement. Merci, Ingrid.
Thank you so
Et
much,
merci à tous les
all of
participants.
you, for your time. Yes, thank you very much to all for your time, for your energy, for your presence, because we know that you took on your busy schedule to be here today. We love that you have been there. We have had amazing speakers today, Madame Gisèle Yitamben and Mr. Ferry Toussé, and they talked about the community currency, and somebody said something. Okay, never mind. And they talked about digital innovation for community trade and micro business support. They talked about how they did it, how they went on the field, the research, the challenges, where the impact, the social impact over the community, and moving forward, where can we go with ABIA? Because there are so many things, so many possibilities. And as Madame Gisèle was saying, there are possibilities with partners all over, with members all over. And for that, we are very grateful for also the intervention of Mr. Ferry Toussé, who took the time to also relate and talk about the experience in French for all our French speakers. So we are very grateful for your time. And we want to thank you for being part of the CCW Catalyzing Change Week 2025. And this was the Digital Innovation for Community Trade and Micro Business Support session that was very enriching. If you have any question, suggestion, or would like to be in contact with our speakers, please don't hesitate to email me or get in touch with them directly. We put the information in the chat. Also, we would like to thank our Catalyst Now and the partners behind Catalyst Now. We are very grateful for the partnership. And if you are not yet a member of Catalyst Now, please don't hesitate to become one. And also, we are having a lot of sessions during the week in French, in English, in Portuguese, and we even have one in Swahili. Please stay tuned. And if you reach out to us, if you on our website, if you see something that really interests you, and be part of that. So on that note, we would like to thank you again, all of you, for your presence. And we hope to see you again and again throughout this week. Thank you very much. And I will say bye-bye. If anybody wants to say bye, Madame Gisèle or Ferry Toussé, un mot de fin, like ending word before we go.
Ok, au revoir, bye-bye et à la prochaine.
Merci infiniment. Au revoir. Thank you. Bye, everybody. And thank you for the tea. Bye.